Hey y'all.
Hey, hello. My name is Jennifer. I am the light of the Leo. Here's my brother, Jojo Speaks, and we have started on a new
Yes, we
show.
have.
Our second new show. We've already started with Heartbreak High. That's coming out. We've already done what 2 episodes thus far,
Yes, 2 episodes.
but only one episode has come out thus far. But you guys will be seeing that second episode on Monday at 12 p.m. And next, you're going to be seeing the Extraordinary Attorney Woo. This is episode 1. I want to say season 1 because we do know that there's a season 2 out there. We're just patiently waiting for it to come on out to us. But this is the episode 1, and of course, this can get you ready for when season 2 comes out. You know what's going on, and we'll give you synopsis and all the information going into these episodes. Jonathan, we did not talk about any of this, and I've been wanting to talk about this. Let's get this out the way. I'm ready to hear something immediately. So please tell me, Jonathan,
Okay.
what are your thoughts on the first show thus far? What's your thoughts?
I was a little annoyed because everyone's treating Attorney Wu like a child. Everyone is treating her like she's an infant. And I understand that the way that she acts, the way that she carries herself, she's an extreme autistic person, like
Hmm.
extremely autistic.
You know
Not,
what? Maybe we should maybe we should talk about it through the
you probably should.
maybe she would do it like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's autistic. It's a good thing we started there because that's how the show starts. As
Hmm.
we get introduced to Miss Woo Young Woo. Okay. Um the day that her father realized that she was different was on the 17th of November 2000. Okay. They were up in a children's hospital, children's doctor or whatever. She wasn't paying no mind to nobody, but her daddy was like, "Look, she don't talk. She's 5 years old." And basically the doctor's like, "We need to run some tests, but just from preliminary looking and from all the symptoms that you're telling me, your daughter's autistic."
Hmm.
And he was like, "What? Can't be." And of course, if she's at 5 and hasn't been talking, it's like, I guess
Right.
people like us, we know. And I think in America, it's a little bit more widely known about
Hmm.
um, autism out here in America. So if you want to know, okay, because there's plenty of people that's dumbfounded, don't know nothing about nothing, and
Right.
still live out here. But if you want to know, there's plenty of information and there's plenty of things that you can look into to get more information about autism out here in these streets. And I'm sure it's the same way in Korea, but I think it might not be as many people, like it's not as mainstream to talk about or to
Right.
see it on TV and things of that nature, which is why I kind of feel like this is a very decent step
Hmm.
for them to have these kind of conversations. But anywho, so right after we get out of the doctor's office or whatever, and we're on our way home with the booze, crazy landlord comes outside and accuses Mr. Wu of cheating with his wife.
Hmm. Yes,
Okay,
he does.
and he was like explaining, "Look, she was only babysitting for little young Woo. I mean, I was just coming to pick her up. Like,
Right.
what you think about that?" I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Jealousy is
Hell of a drug.
is a major thing for some people, and it's clearly a major thing for this woman's husband. He's clearly paranoid, and the way he's acting, I wouldn't be surprised if she was out there cheating on him. I wouldn't be surprised if she was out there getting something on the side,
Okay,
because
he should go, "I should have cheated."
okay, because if he's acting this way to a man that he does not know, just
Well,
imagine how
he
he's
wasn't a
acting.
man. He wasn't a man that he didn't know. That was his landlord.
He don't know that man from a can of paint.
Well,
He
he
don't he doesn't
speaks for the
know him
man.
like Mariah Carey says
Okay,
she doesn't know Jennifer Lopez. It's not that she doesn't know of her existence. I mean, he don't know this man, so he
understood.
don't know that he's the type of man that would cheat with someone's wife.
Understood.
But so he's just saying that this random man who just happens to be his tenant is sleeping with his wife. And I'm saying,
Yeah.
if he's saying this to this man who's he's falsely accusing, what do you think he's saying to his wife behind closed doors? So
Oh.
there you go.
So, of course, any man that feels as if a man is trying to get at his wife, you know, he's gonna fight. And
Hmm.
he starts fighting on Mr. Wu. I think that's his name. Let me make sure. Yeah, but he starts putting hands on him, which is absolutely horrible. We don't like that. We don't need to be putting hands on anybody ever.
Right.
Okay, that's very rude. That's very mean. Yeah, it's Mr. Wu.
Okay.
So, so as this is happening, of course, with anybody that is, well, with a lot of people that are autistic, they do have sensory overload. There's a lot of yelling and a lot of anger. And
Hmm.
she went into this mode right here, trying to
Right.
dampen the issue. And then she yelled out, bodily injury. She didn't look like me, but she yelled out bodily injury.
Hmm.
And, and this is the first time anyone, including her father, Mr. Wu, has ever heard her say anything. And her first words are bodily injury.
These were seriously her first words, like literally
Yes.
her first words since
The first
birth.
words he ever heard her say.
Wow. Because I realized that he said that, but I didn't think that they actually meant like her first words ever.
Her first words out her mouth were
Wow.
bodily injury. And not only did she say bodily injury, when and everybody was like, of course, we can't forget the fact that I'm over here getting beat over the head by my landlord because he over here thinking I'm sleeping on his wife or whatever.
Right.
But but he was like, this is the first time I have heard my little girl speak words.
Hmm.
What did you think of the reaction?
It's what I would expect from a father who loves his daughter. Like, you can tell that he absolutely adores his daughter. And so his excitement at him hearing his daughter utter her first words is absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I loved his reaction. I love father daughter relationships. It's so sweet to me.
Yes, and as we can kind of see, we haven't seen a mother just yet at the beginning of this one, so it looks like it's just a father daughter situation.
Hmm.
But like he was like, she can talk, and she not only says bodily injury, but she states the whole law, right?
Hmm.
And then after that, she goes into the prison sentence as well as what fines he will will be added on to that if it is prosecuted. And he was like, she can talk, and then he realized, when they get home, his she just went back to living her life, jumping on her
Hmm.
trampoline, stimming, that's what they call it, just basically living. And he was like, "How did you know that?" And he looks back and he opened one of his law books because he actually was in law school himself,
Hmm.
coming to find out. And she not only read at 5 years old the law books, but she also memorized them
Memorize and comprehends.
and comprehend, and that's such a
Hmm.
major thing. But the wife did come over and apologize and gave some ointment for the scratch up situation that he has on his face from being beaten by
Hmm.
his landlord. And she says she's going to be an attorney one day.
Yes.
That's
Speaking
what's
into that little girl's life. That's right.
yes. But see, that's what we should be doing as adults.
That's what we should be doing. Exactly. Lifting up our children.
And watching them rise.
Yes.
So next thing we see is a grown Woo Young Woo. We are in her room. Tell me what you thought about it.
I thought it was interesting. Is this when we were introduced to the whales?
All of the whale slippers, the whale bed, the whale um, mural on the
Yeah.
wall. Like,
Yeah.
what were you thinking about all that?
I was like, oh, okay, so this is her thing. This is her thing. And I get it. I understand. I completely sympathize with her, empathize,
Yes,
whatever the word is, the correct word in this stance. I love that. I love that she's found something to attach
she
herself
has
to.
her thing. Yeah.
She has her thing, and that makes me think she's going to be okay.
And I kind of wonder if it started at that doctor's appointment
Mm.
because what she was staring up at was like glass panes of whales. And something tells me
Okay.
she went really digging about learning about them because she was so, enamored by them. But
Right.
yes, Whale City up in her bedroom, and she was basically getting up, getting dressed. Child, she woke up by whale sounds. Okay,
Mhm.
whale alarm clock,
Well, alarm clock, yes.
whale trinkets everywhere that she touched, made sure that everything was in form or whatever. She had a really cute room. Did you like her room? I liked her
I
room.
did, I did. It was nice. I wouldn't wanna live in it, but it's nice for her.
I think I would like to live in it. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
would suit you, it really would.
I love how you know for sure it's not for you.
It's not, no.
Mm. Anywho, she got dressed. Her daddy had a new outfit ready for her so she can just walk out into the new world. Okay,
Okay, looking
we
like
don't
she
know
got some money, okay? That outfit made her look like she got a little bit of money, okay?
a few dollars in her pocket,
Yes,
but she walked out the door prepared. We don't know exactly what she's prepared for, interview, job, whatever. But she walking out the door.
yes.
Okay,
It looks expensive adjacent, I would say.
I'm done with you. Anywho, so she leaves the house and she goes downstairs. Now, this is something I've been watching a lot of K dramas lately. A lot
Mhm.
of people that own their own shops live directly above their own shop. So
Yep.
she came downstairs to go to the shop. Daddy has a gimbap shop,
Mhm.
which is, rice and vegetables and maybe meat and some ham, maybe something like that, and a
So
little
it wasn't
sushi
sushi?
roll. Yeah, but it's referred to as gimbap.
Okay, okay.
And this is what she likes to eat because there aren't any differences in textures in her mouth. It does not disrupt her eating process. And, she keeps everything along those same lines. So this is what
Mhm.
she eats pretty much every day. And that's okay. So she was her daddy, Mr. Wu, was getting her ready for work. Starting to realize that's what she's getting ready for. And he said, "Don't be too odd. Don't repeat others, and no talking about whales." Okay.
None.
She,
0.
she went ahead and got her gimbap in order, and she went to Eaton. All right, and then she even recited how she's going to get down to the office, and she made it on out there. And as she was walking out the door, we see like a newspaper clipping that is framed that says that she was the first ever autistic person to graduate. She's graduated with high honors.
Mhm.
Okay. She made a really high score on her lawyer thing, the bar or whatever that
Bar
test.
exam, yes.
Yes. So she is it. It's just that she's autistic, and it's a little bit difficult, with the communication and stuff. But God bless her. So she was on the subway with soothing sounds of the whales as she
Mhm.
was going on out there. What'd you think about her? The first part of her day thus far.
It was interesting. It was. It was nice to see her eat. I see that it seems like she might have a little bit of OCD as well, the way that she was correcting her food, the way that she was putting it all in a line perfectly. So I like to see how she processes things. And this was a
Yeah.
great introduction into how she processes life in general. So
Yes.
I was loving this introduction to Miss Wu. Absolutely.
So we get to the office and she had a little bit of trouble at the door.
At the revolving door,
At the
yes.
revolving door. It was a little difficult, Sometimes you don't know when to jump in. It's like double dutch. When do I go? You know?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But thank God a beautiful man
Mm.
appeared. And he helped her with getting into that revolving door and then making it safely on the other side. He was nice. He helped. Not only did he help her get in the door, but he helped her get to attorney Jung Myung Sok. That's where she was going. And it's like, oh my gosh, we're going to the same place. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Let's go
he
together.
together as one. Got the elevator, went on up, and he escorted her to his office. Thoughts?
a great introduction to a possible man of interest. Okay.
Mhm.
I really loved it. I really loved it. I will have to say, I know you're probably going to mention the revolving door a little bit later. I just have to get this out the way. I was extremely annoyed with her process of getting through the revolving door. The way that she was doing her hands, the way that she was kind of sidestepping, two-stepping, it was a bit much for me. I will have to say it was a bit much
Mhm.
for me. And if I have to endure that through the rest of the series, I I won't be happy about it. I will have to say. I won't say that she's too autistic, but it's like they're trying to jam this down our throats. It's like we get it. We do understand she's autistic. We don't need all of these signs of autism. We get it. We get it. I'm sorry, I
What
just had
if
to get that
what
out.
but what if that's how, the particular autistic person acts?
And I get that. I get that. And so now I'm realizing that I need to have more grace for those
Ooh.
people. I really do. I really do. It's
Hmm.
just on initial watch, it's a bit much. It is a
It's a
bit
lot.
much. But move forward.
I think it's about leading with love, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm learning my own lesson here. I am. I
Hmm.
get it. I get it.
And, but, that's alright. Let's move forward. We'll talk more about this as we continue to move forward.
Yes.
So, of course, she does introduce herself as a new lawyer. Like, when she
Hmm.
gets up in there, they knock at the door, she walks up in, she does have her little thing, she does have to count to 3 before she walks in through to a
Yes, I
door
noticed
frame,
that. I
okay?
noticed that. A little bit
Well,
of
alright, we
counting.
going.
One, two, with her hands up like this. Okay. One, two.
And
Yeah.
we're going in.
Okay.
We're accessing, in Trey today.
Okay.
And that's her process, and that's
Hmm.
okay.
It is.
Anywho, so yeah, they were confused when she walked in the door, and
Hmm.
you are
Like they weren't expecting her. Like they did that. Like they had no idea the new lawyer was coming in today. Okay.
I don't think they knew that anybody was coming. I feel like the leader, our supreme queen that we have up there,
Hmm.
I believe she knew it'd be best to just sweep it under there like, she's coming. I don't need to tell you too much about it though. But she
She
coming.
didn't want them prepared. She just want them caught off guard.
Or try
Okay.
to, because anybody that knows that somebody new is coming, you're gonna want to read into the credentials, honey. You got to find out exactly what's going on.
That's
And
very true. And when you warn someone about this could cause them to go into the situation not being themselves or not acting like they should be acting. So yeah, I understand that.
exactly. But so, Attorney Woo, Young Woo, had to introduce herself. I'm Attorney Young Woo. It's my first day here at Hambata uh, law firm. Did you receive my resume? He opened up his drawer, and whoops, pal, surprise, there her resume is there.
One
And
out of
she
two
was,
pages.
yes, just the top page. Attorney Woo was like, yeah, you should have a second page. And that page does mention that I am on the autism spectrum. Okay.
So do you think Miss Head B Miss HBIC in charge, do you think that she left that out intentionally so that they
Purposely.
wouldn't know that she's autistic?
And I don't know if you saw the page, right? When
Hmm.
they take a shot of the actual resume, the post-it said, here's a new lawyer, please take care of her, Han,
Hmm.
which is her, right?
Hmm.
He lifted up that post-it, and you can clearly see that there used to had be a staple
A
which would have
staple.
had a
Yes.
second page
Right.
to that resume.
Hmm.
And she was like, well, okay. And of course, the other lawyers right here, her I can't say competition, but technically it is competition.
Co-counsel.
That's
Let's call them
anywhere.
co-counsel.
Co-counsel. Mr. Min Woo, he was like looking at that scene, what's happening. Oh, so you must know Han, huh? How do you know her? How do you know the city CEO? But
Okay.
that's before.
How'd you get in, honey? Because it couldn't have been from your resume. You must know her from somewhere. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, but anywho, she introduced herself as you know, the what's his name, Attorney Jong. He was like, "So, is there anything else for us? Anything you got to say?" She said, "My name is Attorney Woo Young Woo. Whether it's read straight or flipped, kayak, kayak deed rotator, noon race car, Woo Young Woo." Did you understand why she said those words?
I did not. Why did she say those words?
I did not understand it till today. I have seen this
Okay.
fully previously, but I'm telling you, this whole taking notes on the show really makes you pay attention.
Mhm.
So when you look at the words kayak, that's a word whether you flip it or turn it,
It's
it's
still
going to
spelled the
be
same
the
way.
same. Yes.
Okay.
So all those words, kayak, deed, rotator, noon, race car. It's all the same way. Whether you read it straight or flipped, it's going to be the same way. That's why she said those words.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I,
Okay.
I felt real slow when I said, ew, I thought she was just saying random things.
Mhm.
Anywho, and after she said that, they were like, okay, I'm going to go talk to the CEO. He didn't
Mhm.
say that. He just said, I'll be back. I have a meeting to go to or something like that.
Right.
And he dipped on out, Attorney Jung. And he went straight to our queen. I don't know how much we love her right now,
We
but
love her a lot so far.
we love her a lot thus far.
Okay. They
Uh,
with the way they do these queens' hair is noticeable, and it makes you lets you know that they're in a different class level. Okay.
okay.
Yes.
But yes, her last name is Han, as in I think that's where the Hambada comes from, Han, and Sion Young. So we don't call her by her first name though. She the CEO, so we just call her Han. So let me know how you felt about the back and forth between them two when he went to go say so. This Woo Young Woo chick,
I took down a actual quote that he said to
you
her
made sure to take it down.
because it offended me. He said if she's not determined to be up to standards to meet the clients and go to trial. So you're not going to give this woman, this attorney Wu, who obviously becomes highly recommended since she got straight in with Miss Lead Attorney, the one who's over the whole law firm. You gonna do this? You gonna say this to her? Like she
Yeah.
don't know what she doing? You think this woman, Quater, clearly the HBIC, would let some random into her law firm? I think not, sir. You need to give this woman a chance. All you did was hear her introduce herself, and that's it. You do not know how she operates. You do not know how she deals with her trials. You do not know what she does. So I'm going to need you to sit back, watch, and learn. Okay, there you
And just
go.
to give you a taste of the conversation, um, Han, she was like, "So did you read page?" No, no. He asked. He asked. Attorney Jones said, "Did you read page 2 of her resume?" And she said, "Were you too fixated on the second page to review the first?"
Okay, honey, let him know.
Okay, and she's a genius. Okay, but she's just someone that has doesn't have as many social skills. He says he wants somebody with social skills, and he also said she's different from me. And she said, "Yeah, in what way?"
Hmm.
And his mouth was closed.
Yes.
So he did say that we'll basically test her on a trial that they have coming on in.
Mm-hmm.
And if she can't do this, that, or third, just like you said, Jonathan, that what he
Right.
said, if she can't do that, then we're going to agree to dismiss Wu.
Right. And I thought that this was fair. This is fair for them to do. Just give her a trial run. If she doesn't do good, then let her go. But his doubts and his hesitation on working with her, I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. And
And that's solely based on his reaction to the way that she
yeah, the
introduced
social
herself.
skills.
Yes.
That's off the little bit, not even into her genius and what she knows of the law.
Has nothing to do with her work ethic. Nothing to
No.
do with her work ethic.
He don't
Just
know her from a can of paint for real.
at
Yeah,
all.
just like the landlord ain't know. You right. You right. Mm, 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 mm. So he gets back to his office, has Wu up in there, and we have a case.
Yes, we
First day.
do.
He's
Yes.
with our coiffed new suit. We ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can see all her organizational skills. She putting all the papers all nice. What's this?
Okay, right, nice and neat, tight.
Okay, I like
Yes.
this. Everything real
Okay.
tidy, real nice, real put together and whatnot. That's her process. That is what it is. I love it.
Mhm.
And basically, um, he was talking about the case to her. How this woman beat her husband over the head with an iron. She looking at
Mhm.
this iron. First of all, this iron looked like it came from
1930.
1938.
Yes.
And
Not even the 70s or the 60s.
okay,
No,
no,
way back,
38.
way back.
When you had to put it on the stove to heat it up. Okay,
Exactly. It looked like it don't heat up electronically. Though
no.
I didn't see no plug on that thing.
There was no cord. I didn't see a
No.
cord available on
No.
that. And she said this thing looked like a specific kind of well. I forgot to write down what kind of well it was, but y'all
This
understand what I'm
it
trying to
was the
say.
sperm whale.
Not the sperm. She used a different one. It started with a C. A court something. Anyway, a well that looks like it has a big square head. Kind of like the whale on SpongeBob SquarePants. With the you ain't paying no attention to
But
SpongeBob.
she's supposed to be a hammerhead shark because she's a hammerhead.
She was a hammerhead.
What was she then?
It's a different kind of whale.
Her head was a hammer.
No, it's just big.
Her
Okay,
head
y'all,
was
I refuse to go back and forth with my brother. And y'all don't have to figure anything out for us, you know. Somebody's wrong. It may be me, it may be Jonathan, but whatever. See, now you're gonna make me try to figure out. It started with the C, a kind of well that it was, and then of course, as she figures out what what kind of well it was, she of course goes into the process of letting him know everything about that specific kind of well.
mm-hmm.
And then
I'm sending you a picture of Pearl right now so you can
thank
see.
you. I'll make sure to see after we're done with recording.
Wonderful.
But he says, is that enough? We're good. Okay. And she was like, okay, yeah, refrain from the whale talk. She
Right,
had to
because he
remind
was
herself,
confused about why she's making this
what are we
comparison of
doing?
this iron to this whale. Yes.
And then after that, started repeating what he was saying, basically affirming what he was saying, just kept on saying it. It's like, stop. She had to say it in her mind, start repeating what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're good. So we see as they're talking about the case, we see basically a flashback of what happened. We see the mean old landlord, the landlord from the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's accusing his wife of flirting with the delivery boy. All she said is that you are very handsome. Do
Okay.
you got a girlfriend?
Okay, because if I had a daughter, I would say,
If
you be
I
my
had a
new son-in-law.
She said,
Okay.
if I had a granddaughter, you'd be my new grandson-in-law, okay? Just talking and just being a nice person. But he's taking it as if she is acting like a flirt, like a prostitute.
Prostitutes.
That's what he
Okay.
said.
That's what he said.
And then she took that iron.
Mm-hmm.
Hands went up, iron up. She said, we should die. Let's just die. Because he went all the way off for 40 days and 40 nights. We doing too much. She got a little hit in.
But it didn't seem like she actually connected with the iron to
Yeah.
the head. But it is what it is. That's
She had an
enough.
iron in her hand. She was talking about let's kill us. So she should have been in the
Yes.
car for that one. But
Like
anywho.
Anthony in Kingdom Come. I'm gonna kill us. I'm gonna kill us.
So he collapsed and he stopped moving.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went ahead and called the police, called the authorities, and to make sure that he gets some emergency issues or whatever. So he wasn't moving anymore. Once again, she called for help, and he did suffer from a brain hemorrhage. And I wrote it down like this. She got hemmed up for attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened after that. And so after explaining everything, after we all saw what happened, Attorney Jung said, let's just, work towards getting her probation and we could be done with this because they're not trying to arrest her. They did not have an arrest warrant or anything. So we're good on that. Let's just try to get her probation. Let's push forward.
Right.
And she says, I am Woo Young Woo. And I will try my best because they were meeting her today. All this happened on her first day.
On her first day.
when she met up with that lady, and she was very confused and bewildered and like, so this is gonna be my lawyer? I thought it was gonna be you, sir. Like, no, she gonna help. What were you thinking in this space and time?
She's underestimating her. But if a man and a woman walk into a room, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like on Scandal. When
Hmm.
Olivia went into the house with the woman who had slept with her professor. She immediately put her hand out to Abby, thinking that Abby was Olivia Pope, and she was like, "No, I'm Olivia Pope." So when you think that someone is more superior than the other, and you find out that the other is actually more superior, or the one who's actually going to be taking your case, it would worry you a little bit. It would, because you
Yeah,
want the best for your case. And so I get that. I understand that. I understand that
yeah.
at all.
She even asked, "Is she an attorney?" And it's like, yes, not, she is basically a SNU alum, basically big school, big head honcho or whatever. And she did graduate with high honors.
Hmm.
And then that's what got her to sit down and I guess be comfortable enough to start the process. And the first thing that Attorney Wu says to her is something to the effect of, um, I think, like asking if she's still living at that place.
Yes.
And she's like, "Are you little Woo Young Woo?" And she got up and gave her all the hugs. She says, "You're so
Yes.
pretty." And she,
Yes.
she couldn't take it. Oh, we're doing
Right.
too much. Too much is going on. Too much
I loved
touching.
it. I loved it.
And she says, "You're so pretty." And you became a lawyer.
Just like I said. I spoke it into
A
existence, girl.
prophecy.
Yes.
Oh gosh. But she did mention that the landlord has had dementia for 5 years, and she's been living off of his pension
Hmm.
from being a city worker, and also the rent from the places from the homes that he owns.
Right.
So basically, they're making it money wise because of him.
Hmm.
Um, so after hearing all of this information, Attorney Wu went straight to Attorney Jung, and she said, "We need to plead, um,
Not
like,
guilty.
yeah, we need to go ahead and plead not guilty by looking at this through civil law, not criminal law,
Hmm.
because if she gets probation, okay, mm, sorry, if she gets probation for attempted murder, there's a chance that she will not be able to receive any of the inheritance that comes um, with her husband.
Right.
Like she would not be able to get that. So she says, let's look at making sure that she's not guilty, so she could still continue to receive those things. And yeah, yeah. Oh, I explained all that. I explained it so nice.
You did.
Okay. And Mr. Jung, he was a little upset, but once he realized what she was saying, he was like, "Nice work. That's good. You saw the hidden issue."
Hmm.
And I'm happy that he at least knows how to get props where props are due. And she
Absolutely.
was
No,
due that.
no blatant haters in this series thus far. No blatant haters. Besides the husband, no blatant haters.
And so what did you think about her way of looking at this case? Because when I saw it again, I was like, dang, yeah, wow.
It's what a true attorney does. It's what a true attorney does. Looks at all sides of and that's the reason why our symbol as Libras is the scale, because we look at
Yeah.
all sides of the issue. We don't just look at it from one position. We look at it from all positions, so we can get everyone's opinions, or we can see it from everyone's side. So we can get an entire picture, not just a one-track mind type of thing. So I love the fact that she was able to see those things and find ways to get her client out of this mess.
Out of this mess, yeah. And still, when she walks out, still be good. Because with probation, she'll still be good. But it's like, we need to make sure she's out for the right kind of probation.
Right, exactly.
All right. So he does mention something about her not being normal. And she just walks away, like, of course it's not like it's anything that she's ever never heard before.
Right.
But in the moment, which is very great, which is very wonderful, which is what a lot of people can just simply ask for, he did apologize for that normal comment that he said,
Hmm.
because it just wasn't right. And
No.
but she does say, "I am different. It's all right." And he did mention to go for a jury trial as
Hmm.
well. So, and she was like, with going for a jury trial, if we're trying to look, you know, sad, what's pitiful as a disabled person.
Yes, absolutely. Let me do the talking.
Okay. So, next thing we see a random hussy gifting Jung Ho some chocolate. Jung Ho is the nice young man that helped her into the building.
Revolving door. Yes.
Yes. The drawer was full of gifts
Okay.
and things of that nature. He's not exactly a ladies' man. He's just been receiving a lot of affection.
He's quite popular. Why wouldn't you say that well, yeah, I will say he's not a ladies' man because he's not entertaining the ladies that are approaching him.
There's a
Okay.
difference. It's
Yes.
one thing if
Absolutely.
the hussies are coming to be in your face. It's another thing if you indulge.
Okay, yes. I was about to say that same exact word, indulge. Yes.
Okay, so he was sent. He was asked to go to the hospital
Yes.
with Woo Young Woo so that they can meet up with the victim of the
The victim.
situation.
Yes.
And so they were both downstairs waiting on each other,
Not knowing they were waiting on each other.
not knowing that they were waiting on each other.
Right.
And as they were waiting, he's kind of gave her the trick for the revolving door, using it, trying to get the timing together like a waltz. One, two,
Yes.
three. And after he did that, he said, "You know what? This is taking too long. Let me go ahead and call this attorney so we can get on out of here." And he called, and it was Young Woo right there.
Hmm.
She put up the phone. Hello. Okay. Oh, it's you. All right. I'm Jung Ho. I'm Woo Young Woo. Let's get out of here. They did one, two, three, and we out the door.
Yes. This softened the blow of the anxiousness at the revolving door a little bit. It made it cute. It made
Uh
it
huh.
cute for me. So I was able to take this in a little bit better.
Okay. So we get into the hotel. We get to the hospital. We are reintroduced. The wife reintroduced her husband to Woo Young Woo, and immediately he did his best to try to hit her. He did curse her out, say
Hmm.
all kinds of mean, horrible words. You see how Jung Ho kind of jumped in. He dove in, honey.
Hmm.
Don't do all that. He was throwing stuff at everything. What you think about that reaction?
It didn't surprise me. It's how her husband. It's how he carries himself. It's how he interacts with others that he feels threatens him or threatens his life or his marriage or whatever the case might be. It's he's going to from 0 to 100 real quick, and
Absolutely.
it's not becoming of anyone, especially not him.
So, like, Attorney Wu, she's talking to the wife, and she's like, basically addressing the fact that you said I want to kill you, but were you trying to kill him though? Is that what you're trying to do? Like, is that really what it was? And she was just thinking about like in the moment I wanted to, because I
Hmm.
was just that mad. But she says, Wu Yang Wu says, you do not close the curtains to, avert, the sun from people being your eyes. You don't be careful around someone to not awake them if you want to kill someone. That's something
Right.
that you do for someone that you love.
Exactly.
And I just hate that she kept on using those words that she wanted to kill her. Let's kill us, so let's die. Like what? Moving forward. Um, so this is when they did say that we need to request a jury. After mentioning that, so that they can see the pitiful side of this situation, and so the jury can side with the defendant there. So, what's their name again? The co-defendant, the co-counsel, Minwoo and Soo Young. They were in the elevator talking about Woo Young Woo because she just came in there and infiltrated their lives.
Right.
And Soo Young, she actually was um
In school with
in
her.
school in what's it called, lawyer school,
Law school, I guess. I don't know.
law school. She was in law school with Attorney Woo. They call her FPA Woo, meaning first place again Woo. And Ben Woo, he was like, just stop helping her. Stop being nice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you be nice to someone that is stronger than you? Why would you help someone that is stronger than you? Technically, that makes sense, but in so many ways, Woo Young Woo is not stronger than them. What'd you think about this moment?
I knew exactly what he meant by what he said. Obviously, Woo Young Woo is better. I don't know. Maybe he didn't use the right word. Maybe he should have just said better, because she is better than everybody else, and everybody else knows it. And so he used the right words. However, I understand why she wants to help her. Whenever you see someone with disabilities, you get a tug in your heart, and
Yeah,
you want to help them, and that's just a human thing. We want to help people who look like they need help at least.
absolutely. So of course we're at the rotating door again, Jonathan.
Yes, we are.
We're trying to get out. We gotta go home. It's nighttime. Okay. And Soo Young, she really kind of struggled with that, helping her, not helping her, wanted to be upset at her, but just feeling sorry for her. It's just that back and forth that was going on. She did help her out of the door after walking away, far away. She kept on turning. It's just tugged at her, and
Hmm.
she went ahead and helped her out. Stopped the revolving door with her arm, and told her to come on out. And then she asked her, "Are you stupid? Are you an idiot?" And of course, that made her sad. Of course. But all we can do is just keep on pushing. And that's exactly what she did.
And then she just suggested that she just take the regular door and not the revolving door, because a lot
Yeah,
of times they will have regular doors alongside those revolving doors if you don't want to use the revolving one.
true. But I think that she was just trying to do that new thing. You know what I'm saying? I think she totally knew and understood because if you think about it, the first time she walked into the office that day, she was trying to go through the regular door. But the cleaning person said, use the rotating door.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
That, yeah, that's what happened at the beginning. So, she finally got out of there. She went down to the bar where the Honda cars be, and she met her good girlfriend at the bar. Her name is what is it? Gulami. Um, in I've seen in English areas where it says Rami, Rami, but the Korean area says Lami, Gulami. Anywho, I'm just gonna go with what they said here. And basically, well, hold on. What you think about their relationship?
Adored it. I absolutely adored it when they did their little handshake, and they said each other's name. Like, it was adorable. It was so adorable. I was so happy to see that Woo Young Woo has some friends. I love these two characters because both of them are her friends, right? The male and the
Yeah,
female, but the female is kind of like her bestie.
yeah.
So I just love to see it. I love to see Woo is being herself. And well, she's always being herself,
At
regardless
all
of who she's
times.
around. But to see her with someone who is somewhat like her, I don't know what similarities these two have, but they obviously have some things in common, because they're obviously very close. So I loved it.
You'll see. You'll see what they have in common.
Okay.
Um, but no, she's not on the spectrum.
Yeah, I figured it. She wasn't autistic herself.
Okay,
I
okay,
figured
okay.
that.
Yeah. So basically, it's time that I need to get ready for being in front of a freaking courtroom, and of course, our good Judy is going to help us no matter what.
Yes.
Objection. Put your
Right.
heart and soul in it. Objection.
Right. Yes. And she walked her through the vowels
Oh,
AEIOU
you.
so she can enunciate
Okay.
objection. Okay.
Objection.
So she could say it. But it made me nervous because I was like, okay, because I'm still thinking that she's like a little girl. I'm not thinking that
Yeah.
she's as smart as she is. So I'm like, I hope objection is not going to be the first words out of her mouth. But then I have to remember, like, she knows the law, she knows how to conduct herself in a courtroom, she knows better, she
It's
knows these
just
things.
the how to say it so
Right,
that it will come
exactly.
across in a way where people will perk up and listen,
You need some bass in your voice, basically.
and that's what her friend is all she's trying to do. Just put
Right.
some bass in you. Say it with your chest.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. So we're in the courtroom. Attorney Wu freezes up as soon as we start to take attendance. What I loved about Attorney Joan, they said, Attorney Wu, are you here? Present.
Yes.
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 But we get past that or whatever, and I love that we see not only Mr. Wu, Daddy came on in to see the trial, but also our homegirl, Miss Gulani.
With the red
She
streaks,
with the
yes.
red streak, she made it on in to really cheer on her homegirl. I loved it. Whoo. And the beginning, starting statements. Whoo. The statement was so eloquently said. She okay, Woo Young Woo, she started off basically by explaining that she has autism.
Hmm.
She said, I may not do things the way y'all do it, but I have a love for the law. Okay.
Right.
And I'm gonna do my best.
Okay.
And the judge was like, "Oh, so you love the law?" She says, "Yes, sir." We started off on a good point, and Gulami, she
Yes, that's my girl.
yes, and that shows that she has that love in her life. We came from looking at the glory where she felt like it didn't look like nobody was there in her life, to at least us having Attorney Wu that has not only her father that is concerned, wanted to make sure she's good, but she also has a good Judy that's here to take up for her and help her. So I love it. It's just kind of it's a whole nother world.
Hmm.
um and moving on, prosecution was going a little bit hard at the defendant, and we finally get to use what we were practicing for.
Yes.
Objection.
Objection.
She not only hit the table, but she stood up. Objection.
Yes. Leading. He's leading the witness.
Absolutely, and it was sustained. A very good moment.
And she
Congratulations.
was told to siéntate. Okay.
Yeah, she was still a little bit in the moment. Okay,
Right.
but as long as she had a seat when they asked her to have a seat, she did that, which was really good.
And
So
can I just say, I love that the prosecutor wears a robe, with the red at the top. I love that. I love that detail.
yes, the landlord was brought in to testify, and Attorney Jung, he saw a moment here, and he said, "Woo, you go up there. You'll go up there and question her." As soon as that man, she couldn't even say three words. He already going off, calling her all the B words, throwing
Hmm.
stuff, trying to hit her, throwing water, Jonathan. And I said, "Child, here we go." But this is exactly what we wanted.
Yes.
Because of course, as soon as, she that was done, as soon as he was taken away, well, as you can see, he's not exactly that easy to deal with.
Right, because
And
someone said the reason why he wanted Attorney Wu to question him is because someone said, "Well, I mean, if he talks to her the way that he does, I would want to hit him too." So they want to show his actions and show how he deals with others. So yeah,
and it did not take much, honey.
no, it didn't. She didn't even ask him a question. She didn't
Nah,
even ask him a question. She just introduced herself, and he went to throwing stuff at her.
didn't I tell you to go over me?
Right.
Anywho, child. So on the way back to the hospital, he done went to glory. Of course, this turns into a murder case. So
Hmm.
we got to think hard and we got to think quickly, okay? And of course, they went to the funeral. You see how they did the funeral?
Yes.
So are you kind of like getting used to how the Koreans do their funeral kind of situations?
I do. I do. Same as the funeral for my boo in the
Young go,
glory.
yeah.
Of course, this wasn't nearly as eventful as Young O's funeral, but it was nice. It was nice to see.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Attorney Wu did feel responsible for his death. If I hadn't asked that question, he would not have gone
Right.
off and he would not have, gone to glory. But then the wife came over and was like, "No, that wasn't your fault. It's my
No,
fault."
no fault of yours. I'm so glad that she said that because
Yes,
Attorney Wu would have taken that on for the rest of her life, thinking that she had caused this man to die. So I'm so glad that
absolutely.
his wife told her that it's not her fault.
And this is her first trial
Hmm.
about bodily injury. The first words that she said in front of the people where she spoke first,
Hmm.
and in front of the person that said that you're going to be a lawyer. This is a monumental case for her, and this has to work out, in my opinion. And the wife, she was like, it was my husband's fault for cursing at a little neighbor girl. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
his fault. Always complaining about his head hurting. It's my fault. You know. Um. Okay. So Junho came up into the into what's her name? Woo Young Woo's office or whatever.
Mhm.
She's over here studying, and he had the autopsy results from, of course, the autopsy for the husband, the landlord, and she had an epiphany.
Mhm.
How did you feel about looking at her first epiphany?
What exactly was the epiphany? I'm sorry. Could you explain it?
The epiphany was the pre-existing condition, but
Gotcha.
the way that it happened, it had the music, there was wind blowing in her hair, and there was a whale, a sperm whale. No, that was a humpback whale, cresting and coming out and going back into the water.
Gotcha. Okay, so this was when they showed that he mentioned that he had a headache. Is that it?
Yeah, basically that it could have been a pre-existing condition because they were looking at um the iron.
He had dementia as well,
Yeah,
and
and
dementia
that's
was
when
the
they said
pre-existing condition.
mhm. And that's when they said it looked like a sperm whale. She mentioned a different whale the first time. This is when
Okay.
they said she looked like the iron looked like a sperm whale, and she started talking about a sperm whale. But as
Okay.
soon as she started talking about a sperm whale, oop, pre-existing condition. Okay,
Gotcha.
so the next thing we see was them back at trial, and they had the doctor up on the stand. So in this back and forth, we found out that there was no skull fracture, there were
Nope.
no bruises to the head, no
Mm-mm.
severe wounds to the arms, and like didn't know about and excuse me, the doctor didn't know about the severe headaches
Right.
previously, and you can see that the doctor was like, "Mm, this could have been a previously existing issue," and they also had other doctors to confirm the same thing that the doctor said on the stand,
Right. Presented it to the judge.
presented it to the judge, and we took it down from, well, basically made the order to take it down from murder down to inciting bodily injury.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she got not guilty for murder and probation for inflicting bodily injury. And we got back to the office, and the wife, she hugged on, I'm about to call her Dungoon, wrong person, Woo Young Woo. She hugged on Woo Young Woo, and she said thank you. What you think about this
Mm-hmm.
moment?
I thought it was really sweet. I really was. Woo Young Woo did her job. She did what she was hired to do, or what the law firm rather was hired to do, is make the best possible outcome for the client. And if it were not for her intelligence, her client would have been in jail for murder
Murder,
and not getting probation.
because apparently that's what they wanted.
Exactly. So I love this. And the show is going in a direction that is very happy-go-lucky,
Yeah,
extremely happy-go-lucky. And you would think that I would love the happy-go-lucky stuff. And the thing is, like, it annoys me just slightly, like when there aren't like issues, like really, really bad issues going on. I feel like I can't
you
enjoy it as
and
much.
I see. Just you wait. Don't
Okay,
worry.
yeah. So there was a great outcome for her client though. I love the fact, and I love her appreciation for Attorney Wu. I love the fact
Yeah,
that she does not mind showing her appreciation. I love that.
and it was worth it. And now she's going to be able to basically Woo Young Woo protected her from
Hmm.
what was inevitable.
Right.
She's now able to continue to receive the pension from her husband through her
Hmm.
husband, being that he's gone to glory. And of course, now the property for the rentals goes to her as well.
Right.
If she got even the probation for the attempted murder, she still would not have been able to get that. So she was
Right.
protected on all fronts. So I'm excited for next week. Um, just you wait. Not all the prom.
You're forgetting the last part where.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The fancy car pulls up
Hmm.
to uh Mr. Wu's shop, and it is
Yes,
the
we
lawyer
see
from
some
Hambada.
6 inch heels stepping out the car, honey.
Okay. And nothing much happened after that, but we saw that she came up in there. Miss Han from Hambada has made it on
Okay.
there.
She said it's been a minute.
It's
It's been a while.
And I'm excited for you to see what comes of that.
I'm excited to see what
I'm
comes of
excited
it.
for you to hear the full story of what's really going on. I
Okay.
know it's now I'm understanding. You really like some conflict going on.
I do. But the reason why I like conflict is because the resolution will be so
Mhm.
satisfactory. And that's what I'm looking for, the satisfaction of the resolution after the conflict.
I am so curious as to how you're going to take this situation, but that's what we're doing this for. I'm really enjoying this. It's like an experiment. It's amazing. Anywho,
It is.
making each other watch things that we like.
Right.
So I want to say I love y'all. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Jonathan, let us know about yourself.
My Instagram, you can follow me. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. I do have my own YouTube channel. It is JoJo Speaks. Type that into the search bar. It should pop right on up. I post videos every Thursday night at 9:30 with hot topics and social commentary with my co-host Jennifer, my brother-in-law Tyrone, and our good friend Mike. So to hear us talk about the latest happenings and goings on, join us on Thursday night at 9:30. Again, JoJo Speaks on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff.
All right, and for myself, I am the light of the Leo. Just type in at the light of the Leo with no spaces, and you will be able to see me not only on TikTok but also on Instagram and of course on YouTube. Please make sure to subscribe today to my YouTube channel so that you will continue to see more of these videos that we have here for these shows. I'm really enjoying doing this because we're learning we may be brother and sister, but there's always more and more opportunity to learn more about each other, and we certainly are through this process here. Um,
Absolutely.
so I will see you guys next week for the next installment, for the next episode of Extraordinary Woo Young Woo from Netflix, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Bye, y'all.